Yeah, so my name's Carter, better known as Spooky Carter from the space. I had to kind of switch to an alias a little bit as I started getting larger, just because affiliate networks started cold messaging me, and I wanted to have a little more anonymity. But I started in the space probably about 3 years now. Before that, I was a college graduate and then bartending and selling newspaper subscriptions, believe it or not, in 2019. Ran my first ad, I would say, probably January of 2020. I linked up with Digistore October 2020, and that's really the first network that things kind of took off for me. So I have had a background in lead generation to start, and then I moved over to some VSL and weight loss type offers with ClickBank, Digistore, MaxWeb. And Digistore was really the first one that kind of took off for me. But that's essentially where I started. I still dabble with VSL things currently, but we also do a lot of lead gen still as well. But yeah, that's basically it. We just slang ads mostly on Facebook, a little bit of YouTube, a little bit of TikTok. Not many other industries I'd rather be in. We really enjoy doing this and showing up every day and, doing what we love to do, filming ads and running campaigns. So this award means a lot to me, mainly just because this was the first recognition I had that I could really make it in this space. Like I was saying on the previous question, this was only about 10 months into being an affiliate marketer, and Digistore is the first time I really hit it big. I never did more than maybe 20 or 30K revenue in a day. And then once I joined up with Digistore for one of their offers, I had my first 100K revenue day, then 200K revenue day. And I think my highest with you guys was about 350K revenue in a day. And profit-wise, my largest day with you was north of 6 figures in profit. So it really was the first confirmation I had that this really could be a life-changing industry for me. So having a physical award that I can actually see every day to reassure me of that, it does mean a lot for sure. Like I said, I was not really in this space at all. I actually had no idea affiliate marketing existed when I started, like most people. I don't know many people who grew up wanting to become an affiliate marketer or go to college to get in this industry. People just all kind of fell into it from different directions. So what I started doing was I absolutely hated my job selling newspaper subscriptions. So I would spend most of my free time in the office when I should have been working. I was on the internet looking for ways to make money for myself. And I came across a couple posts on Reddit actually of someone saying they were making money with affiliate marketing and they were making more profit in a day doing that than I could have ever dreamed of making at that point. So I just started messaging people and annoying them significantly and asking them, hey, I don't have any money, but I have a lot of free time. I'm very ambitious. I'll work for you for free in exchange for just letting me look over your shoulder and see how you're doing this. And as you can imagine, most people said, no, thank you. I'm not really interested in that. But I eventually found someone who told me, hey man, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm starting a marketing agency. I'm willing to teach you how to run ads, but I'm moving to Thailand next week to bootstrap the business because I don't have enough money to live in San Diego while building this business. And that week I had to essentially quit my job and sell the few things I had. I didn't have much money at the time. And I moved to Thailand, and from there it just kind of took off and everything paid off. He taught me how to network well with other people in the industry, and I think the networking facet of it was very, very important. I started getting on Facebook groups with other people doing what I wanted to do and just basically asking people who were willing to help me. That was about beginning of 2020, and I just started networking with larger and larger people. As I was getting better, I had more value to give in exchange, so I had more large people willing to help me because I had something to give them in return. And then 8 or 10 months into the space, that's when I started hanging out with dudes that were doing 7+ figures profit a year. And from there it was very, very, I don't want to say easy, but it was much more simple when you had people who have already done it instead of trying to reinvent the wheel for yourself. So I do attribute the majority of my success to networking with other people who have already had success. Digistore24 helped me a lot. Before then, I was with other companies like ClickBank and MaxWeb and Buy Goods, and I don't have anything necessarily poor to say about them, but since I was just starting out, they weren't really willing to support me when I was getting set up. But the big difference that Digistore helped me compared to elsewhere is when I was scaling significantly on these offers, I was spending several $100,000 a day, and I didn't even have that much money to my name. I was borrowing money from friends to run these ads. And then Digistore normally, traditionally will, I think, start out paying weekly at the time. And if you scale more, they'll pay it twice a week. But I got to the point where that still wasn't fast enough. And I would message reps at Digistore and I would ask them, hey, I know you guys just paid me 2 days ago, but I really need the next payment now. I can't wait till after the weekend or I can't scale. And I'd actually message Francis directly, and he would personally go in there and he would wire money ahead of time for me just so I could keep scaling higher. And just those ways of support like that really made them stand out for me. And also everybody that I've talked to at Digistore has just been great people. I consider them all close friends even outside of the industry. I know a lot of them I could call up if I needed a favor that there was no money in it for them on the network side, and they'd still be more than willing to help me. I've always kind of approached my company as a friends first and business second model, just because there's enough money in this space that I don't really want to work with anybody who's not also someone that I could consider a close friend. And everybody I've talked to at Digistore has fit that criteria significantly. So that's one of the main reasons that I come back to Digistore, time and time again when they have anything that I'm interested in running. And I've actually worked with some other projects with Francis and other people on the Digistore team, even outside of the company, just because I enjoy doing business with them so much. When I've had other opportunities that don't necessarily fit the job description of Digistore, I'm still calling people that work at Digistore to help me with those. Another thing that kind of stood out to me with Digistore24, it's a bit of a reiteration of what I've already said, but they've also been very willing to adapt to changes in the space. I know that they've done a lot of changing to help me with the tracking platform, and the platform's super robust compared to other networks. I've even discussed opportunities to get into other parts of this space besides just the VSLs that Digistore is currently doing. I brought it up to other networks as well, and Francis seemed to be the only one that was receptive and recognized the opportunity, and he wants to discuss more on how to expand the business. And Digistore's already had so much success, but I just really like the fact that everyone on the team is still interested in growing the company further, trying to adapt to the changes. I know everyone kind of had issues with the iOS 14 update, and Digistore's been very good at navigating around that when that happened. There's just a lot of things like that that kind of stand out to me compared to a lot of these other affiliate networks. The biggest tip that I can give other people is honestly just do not be afraid to be annoying when you're first getting started. Be willing to ask for help, and even more importantly, be willing to give help. I can't tell you how many times I've got on a phone call with someone and offered them help without the expectation of anything in return. Either a few weeks or a few months or sometimes even over a year goes by, and those people will come back to me and they'll tell me, hey, you're one of the only people that's helped me without asking for money or anything in exchange. I'm having a lot of success with XYZ right now. I just want to give it to you. And they'll literally just copy and paste their whole business formula that's making them money and just give it to me out of their goodness of their heart, just because I did the same in the past. And it really is quite amazing how often when I give help without expecting something in return, it still comes back in spades. Like, it will come back 10x bigger than when I gave out. Most people in the space that I've seen just seem unwilling to offer help without some sort of quid pro quo. So that would be my biggest suggestion, is just constantly be networking, constantly be asking for help, and more importantly, constantly be giving help yourself.